गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। शील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 25, Text 16. Aham mamābhimānotthaiḥ kāma-lobhādibhir malaiḥ vītaṁ yadā śuddham aduḥkham aduḥkham sukhamam samam. Aham mamābhimānotthaiḥ. kāma-lobhādibhir malaiḥ. vītaṁ yadā śuddham. aduḥkham asukham samam. ahaṁ mamābhimānotthaiḥ. kāma-lobhādibhir malaiḥ. vītaṁ yadā śuddham. aduḥkham sukhamam samam. ahaṁ mamābhimānotthaiḥ. kāma-lobhādibhir malaiḥ. śuddham. aduḥkham asukham samam. Vaishnavis. ahaṁ mamābhimānotthaiḥ. ādibhiḥ malaiḥ. vītaṁ yadā śuddham. aduḥkham asukham samam. ahaṁ mamābhimānotthaiḥ. kāma-lobhādibhir malaiḥ. vītaṁ yadā śuddham. aduḥkham asukham samam. ahaṁ mamābhimānotthaiḥ. kāma-lobhādibhir malaiḥ. vītaṁ yadā śuddham. aduḥkham asukham samam. Aham, I, mama, mine. Abhimāna, from the misconception. Utthaiḥ, produce. Kāma, lust. Lobha, greed. Ādibhiḥ, and so on. Malaiḥ, from the impurities. Vītaṁ, freed. Yadā, when. Manaḥ, the mind. Śuddham, pure. Aduḥkham, without distress. Asukham, without happiness. Samam, equipoised. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki cha. Translation. When one is completely cleansed of the impurities of lust and greed produced from the false identification of the body as I and bodily possessions as mine, one's mind becomes purified. In that pure state, he transcends the stage of so-called material happiness and distress. Purport. Kama and lobha are the symptoms of material existence. Everyone always desires to possess something. It is said here that desire and greed are the products of false identification of oneself with the body. When one becomes free from this contamination, then his mind and consciousness also become freed and attain their original state. Mind, consciousness, and the living entity exist. Whenever we speak of living entity, this includes the mind and consciousness. The difference between conditioned life and liberated life occurs when we purify the mind and the consciousness. When they are purified, one becomes transcendental to material happiness and distress. In the beginning, Lord Kapila has said that perfect yoga enables one to transcend the platform of material distress and happiness. How this can be done is explained here. One has to purify his mind and consciousness. This can be done by Bhakti Yoga system. As explained in Narada Pancharatra, one's mind and senses should be purified. Tat paratvena nirmalam. One's senses must be engaged in devotional service to the Lord. That is the process. The mind must have some engagement. One cannot make the mind vacant. Of course, there are some foolish attempts to try to make the mind vacant and void, but that is not possible. The only process that will purify the mind is to engage it in Krishna. The mind must be engaged. If we engage our mind in Krishna, naturally the consciousness becomes fully purified, and there is no chance of the entrance of material desire and greed. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitamstam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkrupatamam vande Shri Guru Deenatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram. Hare Krishna. I seek blessings of all devotees so that I can speak, glorifying Lord for all of your pleasure and for my purification. So we are in Canto 3rd, Chapter 25, the glories of devotional service, wherein Mother Devahuti, she's asking her son, Lord Kapila, questions about transcendental knowledge. So the first question she had asked about, what is the Adhyatmika yoga system, So Kapil Dev has started answering that, and till text 27 that first answer will go. So in yesterday's verse, Kapil Dev mentions that how mind is pivot of all that goes on. And in this next three verses, like 16, 17, 18, he's mentioning the symptoms of liberated mind. Okay. So in today's verse, he's saying that when one is completely cleansed of the impurities of lust and greed, produced from the false identification of the body as I and bodily possession as mine, one's mind becomes purified. In that pure state, he transcends the stage of so-called material happiness and distress. So today we'll see that how Prabhupada very elaborately is explaining how to control the mind, how to purify it by engaging in devotional service. So today we'll see how to go from stage of distraction to concentration to absorption. And we'll see how developing concentration, it depends on one's attitude, and then attitude depends on intelligence. So how to have that sharp intelligence so that our mind is remains purified and we attain the perfect stage. Okay, so generally in conditioned stage, mind is distracted. All of us agree. When we chant, mind starts wandering. When we are doing some service, mind starts wandering, and we have so many desires coming up, down, all the way constantly, knocking the door. So if we don't mind our mind, then it will bind. We have to mind our mind, otherwise it will bind us more and more in the material world. So this distraction stage, Prabhupada is nicely mentioning how to avoid that is by engaging in transcendental bhakti. Prabhupada is quoting Narad Pancharatra. Senses should be purified. Tat paratvena nirmalam anukulena Krishna anushilanam bhakti ruttamam. Right? So senses has to be engaged, but while engaging, we need to put some effort to concentrate. So from distraction, when we put some concentration, it will lead us to absorption. Right? So you take any activity in devotional service, mind always try to find excuses. While chanting, we feel sleepy. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We start feeling sleepy. Mahaprasade Govinde. We are alert. So some places mind is alert, some places mind is not alert. So to develop that concentration, we need to put some effort. And that, to putting that effort, our intelligence has to be alert. We need to understand that I need to focus on practicing this, aspect of devotional service that I am currently doing, may it be chanting or reading or hearing, associating with devotees. So it is like, if there is a water tank and if there is a leak, you are putting water from top, the water is getting leaked. But if we are just busy putting water without, trying to fix the leak, what will happen? After some time, despite our efforts, all the water will just vanish. So same way, we may be chanting for, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30, 40. But if we don't see what's happening to our consciousness, where my mind, where my desires are going, then it's like leak. It's just leaking. You have to fix that, All the anarthas, they are like leak, right? Here in this verse, I and mine. Bhagavad Gita start with, Mamaka, Pandavaschaiva, what's happening, my sons and Kuru's sons, differentiating, right? So with that, what happens when we have this consciousness? Kapil Dev is mentioning then, kāma and lobha, desires and greed, it comes. This is like leaks. So when we are alert, it is like fixing that leak. And the mind's nature is to divert. It's natural. Like, so when all of us have gone to India, like longest travel flight or whatever you have done, like for many hours, right? Do you think the plane directly takes land? No, actually, because of the air turbulence, many times it drifts away from the path. But the pilot has to again realign it, right? Bring it back on the track. Otherwise, it will take us for a unwanted ride, So same way, while practicing devotional service, that alert intelligence will help us to bring our mind back. And with that help, we can develop this concentration. And once we develop concentration, then there is natural absorption. Nobody had asked gopis to think of Krishna. Rather, they had to, like there are, like in Krishna book we read, right, in Bhagavatam, the gopis used to pray, let our mind get away from Krishna, sometimes when they used to be angry with Lord, right? But they never used to take their mind away because they were completely absorbed. So, in conditioned stage, we have same absorption but for material things because our concentration is lying there, right? So, we have to just reverse it. And by that, what will happen? This drifting process will stop, and then we can focus. And developing this concentration requires effort. It's not easy, right? But when we understand that this effort is going to help me, then we are ready to take it. For example, sometimes, when we are traveling, we have a lot of luggage. We want some coolie, we want to give them some money, and we want them to lift the weight for us, right? So that we can, be little this thing. So we are paying someone to lift the weight. But when we are going to gym, we pay the money to lift the weight. It's opposite, right? Why? So at one place, the same weight, we are paying someone else so that they can carry. And here we are paying other people money so that we go and we lift it. Why? Because we know that lifting will build my muscles. We had Rath Yatra just now, right? Nicely. And then just behind the cart, there was that open gym. All people trying to lift weights and, building their body. But just they had to cross few meters and then they'll know that they are not those bodies, and they'll be freed from once and for all from all that, hard tasks. So, yes, performing devotional service, yes, it does take effort. Serving Krishna does take effort. We saw all, like after Rath Yatra, next day, all the devotees, they were, still actually going on, still we got prasadam, breakfast, lunch, all glories to those devotees, Still the pot got washed, still, Govindas went on, gift shop went on. There is, Herculean effort required. But when we understand through proper intelligence that it's for our benefit, then the mind won't crib. When the service authority comes, we don't run from one room to other room just to hide, don't catch me, or put our phone in silent, or, just switch it off only, become unreachable. They are going to catch us, so, just be unreachable. No, we don't do that. We look forward. And when we do this, then what will happen? We'll move from concentration stage to absorption stage, wherein then it becomes like a natural flow. It just becomes like a natural flow. Like all devotees, they are so happy. One devotee was in the Pujari room, we were discussing, Mahanta Prabhu was saying that, we'll miss for another year, we have to wait for all this, ecstatic preparations, Rath Yatra festival. We have to wait 360 more days, right? So we can go to that stage wherein we are looking forward to engage more and more, right? So, but again, the nature of material world, things come down naturally, right? So when we hear again and again, it reminds us about this pitfalls of mind. See, temptations will come knocking on the door. Whether to open it or not, that's in our hand. Temptations will come knocking on our door. Whether to open the door or not, that's in our hand. And that's the job of intelligence. We have our Bhagavad Gita museum, famous diorama, chariot and, charioteer mind, right? Chanchalam hi manaḥ Krishna. Arjun also says mind is very difficult to control. But then the intelligence has to be strong, guided by instruction from spiritual master. Then it can come back on track so that we can perfect this. And we can reach to a stage where Ambarish Maharaj, Savai Manaḥ Krishna Padara Vindayo. His mind was always absorbed in thinking lotus feet of Krishna or services connected to that. So each one of us has to practically see what helps us to keep our mind engaged. For some it may be reading Shastras, for some it may be doing book distribution, for some it may be doing deity worship, for some it may be doing managerial services, engaging everybody, including themselves. For some it may be eating prasadam. But we have to find that and then strengthen those areas so that, and of course we should not neglect other areas of practice of devotional service. And when we do that, then we can get rid of this I and mine conception, and then we can be equipoised. See, when we put this effort in understanding philosophy, it really helps. So for a simple example, we know the law of karma, right? When something is bad is happening, that means it is, I have done something bad in my past life, I am burning out the karma. So when we understand philosophy, one becomes more, actually we should be happy intellectually. Why? Though I am suffering now, but my bad account is getting reduced. So though I am experiencing distress, I should still be happy because something wrong has gone, my debt has been cleared. And when we are happy, we should be worried, hey, my bank balance, good bank balance is gone. So when we have this understanding, we remain equipoised. Because if we see people do mistakes, the grave mistakes in their life, either when they are too happy or too sad, right? And they are too happy, I'm so happy, let me take a bottle of wine and enjoy, drink. Or I'm too sad, somebody broke my heart, take a bottle of liquor and distress. But in both cases, if we have this proper understanding, then we remain equipoised. Happiness, too much happiness, nor too much distress, it won't affect us. We will be equipoised, and we know, where I need to go. Keep our mind purified, engaged. Okay. And Acharya's prayers are very powerful. So, I'd like to today, read one of them. It's by Raghunath Das Goswami, Manashiksha. I'll read the translation. We wish we would read, it's a little long, but it's really beautiful. And then we just used to sing every day Jagannath Ashtakam, right? So same tune, Gauru Goshte Goshtyashu Sujane Bhusaragane Swamantre Shri Namni Vrajanava Yuva Dvandva Sharane Sadadambham Hitva Kururatima Purvam Atiratam Aye Swantaradas Chaturbhi Abhiyache Drutapada. We'll read translation, we'll understand how powerful. Oh mind, he's addressing to our not so dear mind. I grasp, I hold tightly your feet and beg you with sweet words. Please cast away all hypocrisy and develop intense, unprecedented love for my spiritual master, Vrajabhumi, the people of Vraja, the Vaishnavas, the Brahmanas, the Gayatri Mantra, the holy name, and the transcendental shelter that is the fresh young couple of Vraja, Radha and Krishna. We'll go through all these stanzas. You see that the Acharya is so precise, in very poetic way, they will tell all the problems a mind faces. So we'll see, one by one, Anarthas, how he nicely lists down. O mind, don't concern yourself with the pious and impious deeds described in the Vedas. Rather, intently serve Sri Radha Krishna in Vraja. Always remember that Lord Chaitanya is the son of Maharaj Nanda and that my Guru is most dear to Lord Mukunda. O mind, just listen to me. If you desire to reside in Vraja birth after birth, and if you desire to directly serve the divine youthful couple there with great attention, every day we want, right? In the Tulsi Aarti we see, right? All this praise. Then with intense love, always remember and bow down to Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami, to Srila Rupa Goswami and his elder brother Sri Sanatan Goswami, and to all their associate and followers. O mind, give up friendship with non-devotees, which is nothing but a prostitute who will steal the treasure of your heart, your desire to serve Radha Krishna. Don't listen to talk of impersonal liberation, which are tigers who devours everyone. You should even give up attraction for Lord Narayan, which leads to the world of Vaikuntha. Instead, O mind, just worship Shri Shri Radha Krishna in Vraja, for they bestow upon their worshippers the jewel of pure love for themselves. So he's telling, no bad association, no association with Mayavadis, and height is no association even with Lord Narayan. He's telling, aspire for the highest. See, we should not misunderstand that, hey, I won't. Sometimes devotees, right stage, they talk, want to go to Vaikuntha. No, I don't want to go to Vaikuntha. Hey, Vaikuntha also is very huge, Baba. It's very difficult to go there. Forget about Vaikuntha. Even if we land up in Brahmaloka, Satyaloka, we have to be in, a pure mode of goodness, Urdo Gacchati Sattvasha, right? We won't go there till that. But this is just the mood of Acharyas, right? The gopis, I think it was Sanatan Goswami, right? He used to drink just buttermilk, cup full of buttermilk every day, right? And one day, somebody gave him, and then he said the leaves which were used, that is from a village where Chandravali used to live. So he just threw it, he said, no, she's rival of Radharani. So they are at very high stage, that is our worshipable stage. We cannot imitate. So we cannot just, by hearing this prayer, we cannot say, oh, Narayan, I don't want. No, Narayan also is very good, At least we should take two first. Non-devotees, Mayavadi, impersonalists, it's good for us, The highwayman of lust and his friends have bound me around the neck with the painful, horrible, powerful ropes of my wicked deeds. See, it's a nice analogy. The highwayman, the people who rob on the highways, of lust and his friends. Lust friends are greed, anger, envy. All they come together. They have bound me around the neck with painful, horrible, powerful ropes of my wicked deeds. O mind, please scream out to the devotees of Krishna, the killer of Baka. I am being killed, then he will save me. He's praying. Like today's verse, this 5th verse. I will read this here. Ase cheshta kashta pradavikata pashal bhir iha prakamam kāma-di prakata pratapati vyatikarhi gale badvahanneham iti bakabhida vītaṁ kurutvam phutkaran avati sa yatha tvam mana ita. That is the translation, what we just read. Next, O mind, why do you burn us both by bathing? This is little graphic. Are you ready? Okay. See, acharyas sometimes, they really speak in a way it opens our, eyes. Okay. I'm just repeating, by the way, okay? No offense. O mind, why do you burn us both by bathing in the urine trickling from the ass of great debauches and hypocrisy? Instead, you should delight us by eternally bathing in the glistening nectar ocean of pure love of Shri Shri Gandharva Giridhari, Shri Shri Radha Krishna. So he's telling that, being in association of debaucheousness and hypocrisy, it is like bathing in the urine of an ass. Pretty graphic, right? This is for mind, by the way, As long as the impudent, untouchable woman of the desire of fame dances in my heart, why should pure love for Radha Krishna touch me? O mind, continuously serve my spiritual master, the leader of those who are dear to the Lord. Then my master will quickly kick out that harridan and allow that pure love to enter. Impudent, untouchable woman of desire for fame. Puja, labh, pratishtha. Name, fame, glory, same old story. Because what happens, even while practicing devotional service, sometimes we get, I am such a good speaker. I am such a good book distributor. I am such a good manager. I am such a good deity, worshipper, whoever. Our Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also very, very graphic in that, he said, Puja, labha, pratishtha, shukarera vishtha. Is to say that desire for having name, fame, glory is like desiring a hawk's stool. See, stool normal in general is impure. Now hog eats stool, so his stool, it's pretty heavy, right? So this desire from, it's very, we feel little bit, but if we internalize, at least I can say that, this, see, Maya's last snare, they say that, what? We think that we are God. Because things are going the way we want, right? So this puja, labh, pratishtha, pretty heavy, So here he's comparing Raghunath Das Goswami to be an untouchable woman of desire of fame. So we have to kick them out by calling out, by continuously serving our spiritual master. Next. So that he will mercifully smash my wickedness. So the spiritual master will mercifully smash my wickedness, even though I am a great rascal, so that he will give me the splendid nectar of transcendental love. And so he will engage me in Sri Radha's service. Please, O mind, with words choked with emotion, worship Lord Giridhari here in Vraja. O mind, please meditate on Krishna, the moon of Vraja forest, as the lord of my controller, Srimati Radharani. And please meditate upon Srimati Radharani, the queen of Vraja forest, as Krishna's controller. Also, please meditate upon Lalita as the peerless friend of Radha and Krishna, Vishakha as the guru who teaches them many things, and Radha Kund and Govardhan Hill as two places, the mere sight of which bestows charming transcendental love for the divine couple. So he's describing mind. See, I know many devotees, they do this every day. They have a set of, every day in mentally, they'll board a plane, go till Delhi, from there catch a bus, go to, Mathura, Vrindavan. Then in mind they'll go to 7 Goswami temples. Then after 7 Goswami temple, they'll go to Krishna Balram Mandir. From there they'll go to Govardhan. They'll start parikrama. And each place, from Dohini Kund, then Puchrika Lota Baba, then there is Mukharvind, Radha Kund, Sham Kund, do all parikrama, come back, mentally. We can do that. Why not? If we go to Mayapur Shashi Prabhu's office, from his small, window to, Kubera's world, spiritual world, of course, we can see there is a map of Vrindavan, right? So, see, of course, acharyas and all the scriptures, they give a lot of bad words to mind, but it also has a positive connotation. It can be as powerful as that. At the same time, we can be in Vrindavan, we can be in Mayapur, if we just, channelize that nicely. So that's what he is doing here. Next, O mind, please worship Lord Hari's beloved Radha. With the splendor of her beauty, she makes Rati, Gauri and Leela burn with envy. With the power of her good fortune, she defeats Sachi, Lakshmi and Satyabhama. And with her ability to control Krishna, she completely eclipses Chandravali and the other pious young girls of Vraja. O mind, in order to attain the direct service of two divine lovers, Shri Radha Giridhari, in the company of their friends, every day you must constantly drink with Sri Rupa Goswami the 5 nectars of worshipping them, chanting their names, meditating on them, hearing about them, and bowing down before them. And every day you must worship Govardhan Hill. And if we see, Prabhupada has so nicely blended everything in the morning program. These 11 excellent instructions, so these were 11 verses, what we just read, to the mind grant all spiritual benedictions. So though it was a little heavy, Raghunath Das Goswami is giving benediction that all these 11 instructions to the mind grant all spiritual benedictions. A person who stays with the devotees, follows Srila Rupa Goswami, and with sweet voice loudly sing these 11 verses will attain the matchless jewel of direct service to Sri Sri Radha Krishna in forest of Gokula. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami ki jai. So to summarize, we saw that here Kapila Devi is explaining the symptoms of liberated mind, in which in this today's verse, like next 3 verses is describing that. In today's verse, he is mentioning about how when one is freed from I and mind tendency, then he is cleansed from lust and greed, and he can transcend the stage of so-called material happiness and distress. We saw how a mind is initially distracted, but when we put the effort to concentrate, then it goes from distraction to concentration to absorption. For getting that concentration, we need to have alert mind, and that alert mind, for that we need to put efforts. We saw the example that, to lift the weight in the airport, we give money, but when we go to gym, we pay money to lift the weight. So same way, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Srila Prabhupada books, associating with devotees, that is like, we are putting effort so that we develop that concentration, so that down the line we develop the absorption. And then we saw this nice 11 prayers by Raghunath Das Goswami, giving the instructions to mind. So let's hope and pray that we all be able to, follow this, manaḥ, the instruction of the mind, so that we can serve Srila Prabhupada and, follow his teachings and perform devotional service happily, Okay. With that, would like to stop. Gantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.